Chosen One, this weekend is not just another point on the calendar. It is a divine alignment, a crossing of unseen pathways. A meeting point between what you have prayed for in silence and what the universe has been preparing in secret. For years, you may have walked with questions heavy in your heart, asking why certain doors closed, why certain delays held you back, why moments of loneliness wrapped around your journey. And yet hidden within those delays was a purpose, a shaping, a molding, a safe, secret preparation for the unveiling that is about to take place this weekend. Carries the vibration of destiny, a frequency so sharp and so clear that it will, through confusion, doubt, and hesitation, something you have been waiting for, perhaps without even knowing how to name it, is arriving. Do not think of this as coincidence. Destiny does not operate in chance, it operates in decision. It knows exactly when to unlock doors, when to remove obstacles, and when to lift you from the shadows into the brilliance of your becoming. This weekend, the air will feel different. Time itself will seem to bend toward you, aligning circumstances in your favor. Strangers will play unexpected roles. Words spoken casually will carry hidden confirmation. Small events will reveal themselves to be monumental. Signs every movement, every silence, every breath will carry a whisper. Chosen One, your time is here. And before we dive deeper into this sacred message, I want to pause and invite you to align with this energy fully. If you are watching this, it is not by accident. Stay with me until the end of this message, because what will unfold here is not just knowledge, but activation. In the comments, I encourage you to release your warmest wishes, your declarations of faith, your vision of the life you are stepping into. Write the sacred codes of 99 and 777 to seal your energy into this moment. These numbers are not random. They are vibrations that call forth completion, divine alignment, and spiritual breakthrough. When you write them, you join thousands of chosen ones around the world in amplifying the field of possibility, energizing the universe, and opening the way for miracles to manifest in your life. Now hear me carefully. This weekend holds a secret. It is not just about external blessings, though those will surely come. It is about inner awakening, the realization that you were never forgotten, never overlooked, never abandoned by the higher hand guiding your path. Many, you have felt the weight of delay, the sting of betrayal, the ache of loneliness. But all of it has been preparation. The hidden seasons carved strength into your spirit. The waiting seasons stretched your patience into gold. The silent seasons pressed humility deep into your soul. And all of this has been shaping you for a moment, such as this, when destiny moves. It does not ask permission. It does not wait for everyone to understand. It does not require the approval of those who doubted you, left you, or mocked your journey. Destiny arrives like a flood, unstoppable and undeniable. It rearranges everything around you so that the very ground you walk on feels charged with promise. You may notice doors opening where there were once walls. You may encounter opportunities that seem to align, too perfect to be explained logically. This is destiny weaving threads in your favor. This is the universe reminding you that nothing was wasted, that every tear and every trial had meaning. Think back to the moments where you thought it was over. Think back to the nights where you whispered prayers into the darkness, not knowing if anyone was listening. Think back to the rejections that shattered your confidence, the losses that made you feel empty, the seasons that seemed to stretch endlessly with no change in sight. Chosen One, This weekend is the answer to prayers you thought were forgotten. It is the response to the cries of your soul. It is the manifestation of a promise that was always yours. The energy of surprise is powerful because it breaks you free from expectation. When something comes as a surprise, it bypasses your old patterns of fear and doubt. It arrives suddenly, breaking open the atmosphere of your life. That is what this weekend carries for you. A divine surprise that will shift your perspective, lift your heart, and ignite your destiny. You may wake up to an opportunity you did, and see coming you may receive a message that changes the course of your plans. You may encounter a person whose presence unlocks the next stage of your journey. And in these moments you will realize that the universe has always been conspiring in your favor, chosen one. Let us go deeper into the mystery of this weekend. There is something sacred about the timing of destiny, something that cannot be forced, rushed, or delayed beyond its appointed hour. All through your life, you may have felt the weight of waiting, the tension between desire and delay, the frustration of knowing you are called but not yet crowned. And yet waiting has not been wasted. Waiting has been sharpening your vision, purifying your motives, and strengthening your resolve. This weekend is not random. It is the crossing of cycles, the turning of seasons, and the unlocking of gates that were closed until now. There is a rhythm to the universe, a pulse that beats beneath the noise of everyday life. Most people never hear it because they are distracted by the chaos of the world, by the voices of doubt, by the weight of fear. But you, chosen one, have been tuned to a different frequency. That is why certain things never satisfied you. That is why you could not settle for mediocrity. That is why you felt restless in places others called home. You were always being pulled by destiny, stretched by purpose, and whispered to by a higher voice. And now that rhythm is quickening. That pulse is beating stronger. The signs are aligning because destiny is drawing near. Do not mistake the silence of the past for absence. Many times the universe moves in silence as seed grows, unseen beneath the soil, before it bursts forth as a harvest. A star forms in secret, before it pierces the night with brilliance. In the same way your life has been forming, shaping, evolving in hidden places. This weekend that which was hidden will begin to emerge. You will feel it as a shift, as though the weight of years has suddenly lifted, as though clarity begins to replace confusion. Where there was heaviness, you will feel lightness. Where there was doubt, you will sense assurance. Where there was fear, you will notice courage rising. Chosen one, destiny rarely announces itself with trumpets. It often comes softly disguised in ordinary moments. A conversation, a phone call, a chance encounter, a sudden thought. These can be the carriers of divine. Rise, be attentive this weekend. Do not dismiss the small things. Do not overlook the whispers. For within them may lie the very confirmation you have been waiting for. The extraordinary often hides in the ordinary, waiting for eyes that can see beyond appearances. This is why you have been prepared in silence, so that when destiny arrives, you will recognize that others may call it luck. Others may dismiss it as chance, but you will know. This is the hand of the divine. This is the unfolding of purpose. This is the reward of patience. Your spirit will testify that what is arriving was always meant for you. There is also something else stirring in the unseen. Restoration for many. Destiny does not just bring new opportunities. It brings the restoration of what was lost. Relationships that were broken, confidence that was stolen, joy that was dimmed, dreams that were delayed. All of these can be revived in the presence of destiny. This weekend holds that vibration. It carries the power to breathe life into places you thought were dead. It can reignite passions, reawaken visions, and restore hope in ways you did not think possible. You have carried wounds, chosen one, wounds from betrayal, from abandonment, from rejection, from failure. You have hidden scar that no one sees, scars that remind you of where you've been and what you've endured. But scars are not proof of defeat. They are proof of survival. They are proof that you endured, that you rose, that you kept moving when everything in you wanted to quit. And now those scars will no longer speak of pain. They will speak of testimony. They will remind you not of what was broken, but of what was healed this weekend. Expect the energy of surprise to turn your scars into symbols of strength. Do not underestimate the magnitude of what is unfolding. When destiny opens its hand, it does not just place one blessing in your life. It sets into motion a chain of events that ripple across your future. What begins as a small shift can unlock years of favor. What seems like a minor change can alter the entire course of your life. That is the power of divine surprise. It is not limited, it is not partial. It is abundant, overflowing, unstoppable. Chosen one, prepare your heart. This weekend may not look dramatic on the surface, but within it lies the seed of everything you have been waiting for. Stay alert, stay open. Stay aligned, this is your hour of unfolding. The chapter where silence gives way to revelation, where hiddenness gives way to recognition, where waiting gives way to arrival. This weekend, destiny will not just knock on your door. It will walk into your life and sit at your table. And you will know without a doubt that everything has been leading here. Chosen one, every destiny moment carries with it a turning point. This weekend is not just another step in your journey. It is a pivot, a shift, a moment where the direction of your life is altered in ways you will only understand later. Looking back, you will say that was the weekend everything changed. And though the world around you may continue as if nothing unusual has happened, you will feel it within. A certainty will rise. An assurance will take root. A knowing that destiny has placed its hand upon you in a fresh and undeniable way. This weekend is not simply about external changes. It is about an internal awakening. You are being prepared to see yourself differently. For too long, you may have defined yourself by your struggles, your failures, or your delays. You may have worn the labels others placed upon you, or even carried the weight of your own self-doubt. But destiny does not call you by your past. It calls you by your future. It speaks to the greatness hidden within, the treasure beneath the soil of your life. This weekend, expect your vision of yourself to expand. Expect a sudden awareness of who you really are, of what you are capable of what you were born to carry into this world. There's a reason you have felt different, a reason you could not blend in even when you tried. You were not designed to fit the mold. You were designed to break it. You were not created to follow paths others paved. You were called to walk where no one has walked before. The sense of uniqueness, which sometimes felt like isolation, will now begin to reveal its true purpose. What once felt like loneliness will now feel like distinction. What once felt like rejection will now feel like redirection. The very qualities that made you feel out of place will now become the signs of your destiny. Chosen one, surprises do not always come wrapped in celebration. Sometimes they come disguised as challenges, opportunities that stretch you, doors that require courage to step through. This weekend you may encounter something that, at first, feels intimidating. But do not shrink back. Do not mistake discomfort for danger. Often the very path to destiny feels bigger than you. And that is the proof that it is meant for you. If it were easy, anyone could take it. But it has been reserved for you because you have been prepared to handle it. Pay close attention to your intuition during this time. You will notice sudden insights, ideas that seem to appear out of nowhere, feelings that guide you away from some things and toward others. This is your inner compass, aligning with destiny's call. Do not ignore it, trust it. For in these small whispers are the keys to the larger doors about to open. The surprise of destiny is not always visible immediately. Sometimes it unfolds gradually, like the first rays of sunrise. One moment the world looks dark, and then almost unnoticed, light begins to stretch across the horizon. Before you realize it, the whole sky is glowing. That is how this weekend may feel. Subtle at first, but undeniable in its effect. You will look back and realize the light began here. Chosen one, you have been underestimated. People have seen only fragments of who you are, never the full picture. They judged you by your current season, not knowing the magnitude of what you carry. They thought delays meant defeat. They thought silence meant insignificance. But what they did not know is that the universe was hiding you, protecting you and building you for something greater. This weekend, pieces of that greater picture will begin to emerge. Do not be surprised if those who once overlooked you suddenly begin to notice. Do not be surprised if those who once doubted you suddenly see your value. Destiny has a way of making the invisible visible, of bringing recognition where there was once rejection. There will also be a breaking of patterns. Cycles that seemed endless, cycles of struggle, fear, or lack are being interrupted. The energy of surprise is designed to disrupt, to break the flow of repetition and replace it with something new. Be ready for interruptions that are divine in nature. What you thought would continue may suddenly shift. What you thought was permanent may suddenly dissolve. These changes are not accidents. They are orchestrations. There are signs that the old chapter is closing and the new one is beginning. Remember this: destiny does not reveal the full picture at once. It gives you glimpses, pieces, signs that draw you forward. This weekend will give you those glimpses. Do not be impatient if you do not see the entire plan. Trust that the path will unfold step by step, moment by moment, exactly as it needs to. Your responsibility is not to figure it all out. Your responsibility is to remain open, aligned and courageous enough to step forward. When the door appears, chosen one, you are standing at the edge of transformation. You may feel the tremble of uncertainty, but beneath it lies the thrill of breakthrough. You are closer than you realize, nearer than you think. This weekend carries the energy of surprise because destiny wants to awaken you suddenly, to remind you that your story is far from over. In fact, the most powerful chapters have not even begun. Chosen one, when destiny draws near, it does not simply touch your outer life. It stirs your inner core. This weekend will not only shift what happens around you, it will awaken what has been dormant within you. buried talents, forgotten passions, silent visions, all of these are rising again. You may suddenly feel inspired to do something you abandoned years ago. You may feel a surge of creativity, a rush of courage, or a new clarity about where you are headed. This is not random. It is destiny's way of reigniting the flame, of calling you back into alignment with the original design placed inside you before you were even aware of your purpose. Every chosen one walks through seasons of silence, when the world does not seem to recognize their value. And in those times you may have even doubted yourself. You may have wondered if you truly carried something unique, or if you were just imagining it. But destiny is faithful. It never abandons the ones who are called, it only waits. It's for the right moment to rise. That moment, chosen one, is breaking forth this weekend. What you feel stirring inside you is not a dream. It is a remembering. You are remembering who you are, what you were created for, and why you were chosen. There will also be unexpected confirmations. Pay attention to what others say. Even in passing, a simple phrase from a stranger may strike your heart with unusual power. A message may arrive at the exact moment you were thinking about giving up. A sign may appear in your path, confirming something you only whispered in secret. These are not coincidences. They are orchestrations. They are markers along the path of destiny, designed to reassure you that you are not alone, that you are exactly where you need to be, and that the universe is actively aligning in your favor. Chosen one, there is also the element of separation that comes with destiny. Do not be surprised if this weekend you feel pulled away from certain people, places, or habits. Destiny often clears the ground before building something new. What no longer serves you will begin to fade. Conversations may feel empty. Environments may feel heavy. Connections that once seemed necessary may suddenly lose their power over you. This is not loss, it is liberation. The clearing is making room for what is coming. Trust the process. Trust that when something falls away, it is because something greater is being prepared to take its place. This weekend also carries the vibration of acceleration. What once seemed slow will begin to move quickly. Answers may come faster. Decisions may unfold more rapidly. Delays that frustrated you for years may suddenly break open. It will feel as though time itself bends to push you forward. And this acceleration is not reckless. It is purposeful. It will move you precisely where you are meant to be, at the exact pace you are meant to travel. You may feel like you are stepping into a current, a flow, a river that carries you effortlessly toward your destiny. But destiny is not without its demands. This weekend, opportunities may appear that require courage. You may be asked to step outside your comfort zone, to take a risk, to walk in faith. Do not let fear hold you back. Fear is the last barrier between you and the life that belongs to you. Fear whispers that you are not ready, not worthy, not capable. But destiny speaks louder. You were born ready, chosen long ago, and equipped for exactly this moment. When the surprise arrives, choose courage over fear. Choose movement over hesitation. Choose faith over doubt. Think of this moment as a key turning in a lock. For years the door was closed, and you carried the key without even knowing it. But now the key is turning. The hinges are loosening, the door is opening. And what lies beyond it is not small. It is expansive. This weekend may not reveal the entire landscape, but it will open the door far enough for you to step through. Once you do, the horizon will stretch before you, filled with possibilities greater than you imagined. Chosen one, prepare yourself to feel lighter. The burdens you have carried for too long are being lifted. The doubts that whispered in your ear are being silenced. The heaviness in your spirit is being exchanged for hope, strength, and joy. You may even find yourself smiling for no reason, feeling peace where there was turmoil, sensing freedom where there was pressure. This is the shift of destiny. It does not always come with fireworks. Sometimes it comes with a stillness so profound you cannot explain it, and yet in that stillness, you know something has changed forever. This weekend is about alignment, but it is also about unveiling. You are stepping into visibility. What was hidden will be seen. What was dismissed will be honored. What was doubted will be confirmed. You are no longer the same as you were yesterday. And after this weekend, you will never walk the same again. Chosen one, as this weekend approaches, understand this truth. Destiny does not just come to visit you. It comes to claim you. It does not knock gently on the door of your life and leave. It walks in, rearranges everything, and sets you on a new path that can never be reversed. You are standing in the doorway of transformation. And once you step through, nothing will look the same again. This weekend is not an ending. It is a beginning, the beginning of a new chapter. The unveiling of a new you. The opening of doors that will carry you further than you imagined. The arrival of blessings that will exceed your prayers. The unfolding of a destiny that has been written for you since the very foundation of your existence. So step forward boldly, stand tall. Breathe deeply and know with absolute certainty that this weekend will be the surprise that changes everything.